Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reefs. Today I had two things to do. One was get a haircut, the other one was go to my local fish shop. Thankfully it was only getting a haircut was the one that didn't happen. Alright guys, so as touched on, I managed to make it to my local fish shop today, which is awesome because the coronavirus restrictions are easing and I'm able to get down to my local fish shop. And it made me think, I have about an hour drive each way to get down there, and it made me think, particularly on the way home after spending a couple of hours there and really enjoying myself, about 5 reasons why I really love local fish shops. And I thought, let's do a video on it because I'm sure everyone out there has got probably 5 different reasons why, or they've got some more we can add to the list, and I'd love to hear your reasons why in the comments down below. But it's a good opportunity to give our local fish shops a bit of a shout out. So let's start off with number 1. All right, this one's a little bit obvious, but it shouldn't go without saying, and that's that your local fish shop has incredible knowledge, advice, and experience. As long as you think you've been in the aquarium trade for, chances are that your local fish shop's been in there for decades longer. They're doing it all day, every day. They see the fish, they see the corals, they see the equipment, they see the brands. They get a really good first-hand experience with what works, what doesn't work. They work on multiple tanks at any one time. They're aware of probably 100 tanks out there that are running into the similar circumstances to yours with similar sort of size and equipment and fish, and they're able to use that information to help you get the best outcome possible. When you go in and look at a fish, if you've got a good relationship with your local fish shop, you can go in and say, oh, I really like the look of that. And they'll be like, you know what, it's not going to work with your anthias because they know your tank, they know your livestock, and they know that that fish is not compatible with that fish. That is worth its weight in gold. And when I go into my local fish shop, the owner of my local fish shop will even say, I've got something that I know will look really cool in your tank. I know you've been chasing this color, or I know you've been chasing for something to go in that little dark spot, or something to stick underneath that ledge or on that vertical rock or something like that. They know exactly what I'm looking for, and it's awesome. All right, my second reason why I really love our local fish shops, and that is because of the range. Now I'm talking range of livestock, of equipment, of all sorts of things. It's one thing to jump on a website and have a look. It's quite obvious and easy if you know exactly what you're after. You can do a Google search on it, you can bring it up, you can have a look, you can compare some prices, check out the shipping prices and get it on its way to you. But what you really what I struggle to do with anyway, is just have a bit of a look at either those things in action, but also have a look at some competitors, at some alternative products, see them in operation, have a look. You can see one tank lit up here with AI hydras, you can see one tank lit up here with radians, you can see another tank lit up with T5s, rather than just going off what someone on Facebook has said as what the best light is, or what some YouTuber has said is the best way to go. You can actually have a look firsthand. You can see the way the corals are growing, you can see the colors they're putting out, things like that. Not to mention just livestock. A number of times I go in, and I've been in this hobby for a fair while now, but a number of times I go into my local fish shop and I see either a coral or a fish or an invert, and I go, Dave, I've got no idea what the hell that is. What is it? The enjoyment I get out of learning something new and also just seeing all of the unknown things that there are in this hobby is really, really special, and it's something that you just can't replicate online. All right, reason number 3. Now this one was really hit home to me today when I went into my local fish shop, and there was this whole tank full of some really big, old looking fat fish, some rock that was covered in Aptasia and a few Rhodactis on it. And I'm like, I had a little sign saying not for sale. And I'm like, Dave, what are you doing here? You're growing a Aptasia farm. And he's like, well, we've got a customer that their father had a tank, and it was a very long running tank. It had been going for about 20 plus years. Unfortunately, some time ago, the father had passed away. The tank's still been running. The Aptasia's possibly got a little bit out of hand. The tank split, and I had a call from that customer, and they said, any chance you can help us out with holding these fish and these corals until we can get the tank fixed or get a new tank in there and go back again? I mean, I don't even know where to start. You can't do that with a website. You're either going to need some very well-prepared buddies that have got empty tanks that you can put this stuff into, because you don't want to put them into another tank because, you know, you might fight with the fish, you can have incompatibilities. But your local fish shop, now I'm not going to say every local fish shop's going to do this for you, but if you've got a good relationship with your fish shop, they're probably going to do all they can to help you out. And in this instance, the local fish shop cleared a tank out. They put all of their livestock in there, Aptasia and all. They're going to keep them in there until the tank's ready. Then once it's out, they're going to have to strip that tank out and basically sanitize it to make sure that the Aptasia doesn't regrow when they put new things in there. So absolutely above and beyond support. Not only that, whenever you're facing an emergency, the number of times I sort of chat back and forth with my local fish shop and I'll be like, the other day when I had a leak, well, I say a leak when I forgot to take the water jug or the water line out of the jug and it flooded my fish room. My local fish shop's like, do you need a hand? I can get down there. I've got a few wet, dry vacs. The two of us will knock it over really quick. Super, super generous. I didn't take him up on it in the end because it's quite a long drive, but that level of support is just second to none. And if you get a good relationship with your local fish shop, it just cannot be beaten. All right, my fourth reason for loving local fish shops, and it was another one that was really, really obvious to me today, was the social aspect, particularly in this coronavirus time that we are living in when I haven't seen many people, apart from maybe the last couple of days when I've been selling coral out of my main display that's coming down. I haven't really seen many people face to face for the last like 8 or 10 weeks. We're doing a lot of this YouTube stuff, but not seeing a lot of people in person. I was in my local fish shop and I reckon there's about 3 or 4 different groups of people. People that I knew, people that had seen videos and came up and introduced themselves, people that I just met that day, telling me about their tanks. It's awesome. I just love that social aspect. It's something that we try to do on Facebook and forums and things like that, but actually having a bit of a chat with someone, looking at corals and fish together and going, oh, look at that one, that was pretty cool. And they'll be like, yeah, my old buddy had one of them 10 years ago, grows this big, they're awesome, they're out like little puppy dogs. You name it. It's a social thing that it becomes, your local fish shop almost becomes a bit of a hub for just hanging out and just having a look at the stock and just having a chat and maybe even having a drink or something to eat and just chilling out and enjoying the company of other like-minded hobbyists. It's just awesome. And like I said, probably something I took for granted before. I love the social aspect of this hobby, but it's something that's obviously been lacking and void for the last 2-3 months while we've been in this lockdown. And having that ability to socialize with people that are into the hobby as much as I am was just really, really cool. So that's one of my main reasons, but that's number 4. All right, my 5th and final reason for loving fish shops, well, it's been on my top 5 list anyway, and that is you can see something, you can buy it, and you can take it now. You don't have to look online, order it, and wait a few days, or hope that the post doesn't hold you up or whatever. It can be a double-edged sword. You can get a little bit lured in by impulse purchases, but at least if it's an impulse purchase, you're going to get it and play with it that day. You want to buy a new light, you want to buy a new skimmy, you want to buy a new fish, you want to buy a new coral, you can see it firsthand. Have a look at it. Have a look at it. You can change the color of the lights. You can do whatever you need to do. If it's a fish, you can see it eating. You can buy it, take it home, put it in your tank straight away. That's something that I think is often taken for granted. My wife, I like to say that she likes to, when she gets like a parcel or something in the mail, she doesn't even open it straight away. She likes to just leave it on the bench and she's like, oh, I might open it tomorrow. I'm not like that. I cannot wait with things like that. If I see the postman pull up, I'll meet him at the door so I can get that parcel and rip it open. I don't have the patience to wait for things like that. So not having to wait for things to come in the mail and being able to see them at my local fish shop, hand over my hard-earned cash, grab it and take it straight and put it into my tank, puts a big smile on my face. And that's my 5th and final reason for loving local fish shops. I'd absolutely love to hear any more reasons that you guys have got. Give a shout out to your local fish shop. Pop it all in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. Really goes a long way with helping get my YouTube videos up there with a few more views. So if you haven't, please do consider. That's all from me, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Get down to your local fish shop now that these restrictions are eased a little bit. Spend a bit of money, help the people that help you in this hobby. Till next time, guys, stay safe, keep reefing. Bye.